thing about the uncomfortable emotions like anger or anxiety is we don't want to look at them. We want to run away from them. We want to turn them off, which actually does not help that situation at all. But facing them and really trying to look at them and see how they really feel and so forth is very liberating. Because you get a sense of not so much control over them, but you don't feel necessarily they control you. I was doing a book a while back with an interesting guy who was a Buddhist, and he told me the story, which may be a classic. You'll be able to tell me, but it was a student learning from this Buddhist master about mindfulness meditation. And when they were finished, the student said to the master, he said, at some point I looked up and at one point you looked like you were angry and then you were laughing. And the monk said, yeah, I was laughing at my anger. The ability to look at and feel an emotion, but then be able to put it in a totally different context and say, that's funny, and experience that at the same time is an amazing feat of consciousness. And phenomenally, for me, that would be phenomenally freeing. I've sometimes done that when I'm generally pretty even mood, but, if I start getting irritated with something, I step back and really just kind of watch the irritation and try to laugh at it and say, come on, Howard, what are you doing? But it's liberating rather than just accepting it and being pulled along by it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it gives us a new perspective. When we can bring mindfulness to experience itself, we become less identified with the emotion. And, we move from the spectrum from treating these emotions as existential, and we move towards treating them as phenomenal. That it goes from I am angry to there is anger. It becomes less about who I am and what I am, and the more mindfulness we practice, we move towards seeing the emotion as this naturally arising energy, which will also naturally dissipate. It's not necessarily who we are as a person. We're much more than any one given emotion. But these emotions come and go, just like gratitude and care. And so we can feed the skillful emotions by cultivating those through meditation practice. And we can dissipate the unskillful emotions through just holding them lightly with this caring curiosity and not trying to get rid of them or exaggerating them or avoiding them, which will keep them around longer. But by opening to them with the light of awareness.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it gives us this new perspective of emotions and ourselves, and we start to see a bigger picture and not sweating the small stuff so much.
Yeah. And I think that I think that is an essential life skill. I really do. And it's one that I think needs to be taught much more widely. I'd be all for it being taught in schools at an early age. I think it is an essential skill. The danger otherwise in a complex, fast-moving world is you're going to have all these emotions coming and going, and you're going to be somewhat a slave to them. You're not really going to know what they mean. You'll want to turn them off. I mean, I think of emotions, particularly strong ones, as really like alarms that are telling you you need to pay attention to something. But unfortunately, everyone pays attention to the alarm rather than what it's saying. So they want to turn it off. I want to stop feeling anxious or whatever you. And that leads to unhelpful behaviors. Whereas we know that mindfulness could really is probably the way of managing those things. It's not dismissing, but it's coming to understand and appreciate that and recognize you have some control over it. It's not something that is inevitable and beyond your control. So that's why I think it is essential, and again, should be taught much more widely than it is. And I'm sure you agree with that.
Absolutely.